Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to the Mindful 8 podcast. In today's episode, I'm feeling called to talk about the new paradigm. This is something that I teach in my coaching. The main objective about my coaching program is to help people go from an old paradigm consciousness to a new paradigm consciousness. And what personal development is, what self-growth is, if you want to take quantum leaps in life, it's all about understanding the old paradigm and the new paradigm. Let's mix it up. New paradigm and old paradigm, right? So your number one job in personal development, in self-growth, in self-discovery, self-awareness, your number one job is to widen the gap between old paradigm and new paradigm. What do I mean by this? Widening the gap is letting go and moving on. So your new paradigm self, this identity that you embody every single day, this identity that you know is successful, is fit, is financially stable, has time freedom, location freedom. That's your new paradigm identity. This person has the right mindset, takes definite and divine action, has adopted behaviors that skyrockets him or her towards success, and understands universal laws and energy transmutation and manipulation. The new paradigm identity focuses on all of that. Okay? So your job is to embody all of those characteristics. And that comes from understanding what this identity does on a day-to-day basis, how this person talks, how they walk, what food they eat, who do they hang out with, what thoughts do they have. That's all about embodying this future self. Because remember, this is the most important part of the video, of this episode. You have your old paradigm identity, your eternal now, and your new paradigm identity. You have three identities that are with you at all times of the day. You have the old self, the eternal now, which is the only identity that exists, and then you have the new paradigm self, which is the person you're embodying every single day. So, as your eternal now identity, your job is to embody the new paradigm identity, which is adopting the right mindset, behaviors, actions, and thoughts. And then also as this eternal now identity is to love the old paradigm self. How do you do that? Well, that's shadow work. It's nourishing your inner child. It's focusing on that, because you can't forget the person who you once were. While there is no utility in thinking about the past, there is utility in understanding just how far you've come. Think about it. I want you to call attention to your center and think about just how far you've come in life. I also encourage you to think about how far you've yet to go. How far you've yet to go, that's the new paradigm. Never forgetting how far you've come, that's the old paradigm. So let's talk about shadow work. In your past, you have some trauma. Every person does. And in order to overcome that situation, that trauma, if you will, You have to love the person that existed, the identity that existed in that time period. So I invite you to think about that one trauma. And I want you to imagine yourself right now having a one-on-one conversation with that old identity. They're distraught, they're sad, they may even be depressed or anxious. That's okay. Because you love them and you love how they got through it. You love the person they've become. You love everything about them. Because that person is you. That person is you. And then you think about the new paradigm. Whenever you're stuck in life, and we talked about this in a previous episode, whenever you're stuck in life, or you need some clarity or direction on what path to choose, imagine having a one-on-one conversation with your new paradigm identity. That person is you. You ask this person, what am I to do next? How do you handle situations like this? How do I react positively to this situation? So in personal development and self-growth, it's all about widening the gap between the old and new. The new paradigm has adopted the right mindset, takes the right action. Behaviors of this person are divine, they're positive. The learner's mentality, growth mindset, abundance mindset. Instead of a nervous system, they have a courage system. They understand universal laws and obey them, follow them. And they understand that energy is everything. Everything in the universe is a constant exchange of energy. Widening the gap is embodying that identity. And then the old paradigm, low frequency, low energy, low vibration, old friends, negative limiting beliefs, trauma. To widen the gap even more, you must love this person. You must love this person. It's nourishing the inner child that once was. Because remember, these three identities are always with you. Always. So in order to widen the gap between your new paradigm identity and your old paradigm identity, you must embody this new paradigm identity and everything that comes with them and love your old paradigm identity through shadow work and nourishing thy inner child. I affirm that this resonated with you. This is something that I tell to many people because everybody is in personal development, self-discovery, and growth. And it's a simple concept, but holds true power because all you have to do is get in absolute detail this new identity and start to embody them, and then love through shadow work this old identity. And in doing so, you're widening the gap between the old and new paradigm. Because the eternal now is the only person that exists. So I affirm that this resonated with you. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel called to direct message me on Instagram. I love you dearly. Have a great day.